organized collection. This is not what we have right now. The advantages: increased efficiency, enabling a lower cost per household. 2, decreased impacts from truck traffic. 3, decreased fuel consumption. 4, greater control to establish service requirements, including ability to standardize service, makes public education simpler, ability to provide access to special services needs at known controlled cost, volume-based pricing to achieve waste abatement goals, delivery destinations for processing and overall solid waste management, factors affecting recycling and diversification such as variable rate pricing, improved control over residents actually using garbage service, ability to set specifications on the size and quantity of trucks used, and then the next bullet is ability to competitively bid service on a regular basis, helping promote lower costs. And the last bullet is can be used to generate revenues to support other services, if you set it up that way. Disadvantages: households do not have a choice of their hauler. Greater administrative involvement by the public entity. Small haulers have a higher entry requirement to get in the business, along with competitive opportunities limited to contract openings. And last is current organized collection statutory process to convert from open to organized is cumbersome and difficult politically. And that's talking about the fact that there's 150 of you here to talk about this. And so that makes it difficult politically. So those are the advantages and disadvantages that are listed out of the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency study from 2009. So I want to also emphasize again that we have not, as a council, talked about this, other than to have some conversation about whether or not we want to have a conversation about this. And so again, the first thing we would do is decide whether we're going to have that conversation. And so it won't do you any good to come up and ask us, will you have only one hauler? Because we don't have a clue. We haven't talked about it. And as I've said, it can be set up many, many different ways. And so there would be other meetings like this through the process if we chose to do the process. And we would use the input from you to determine what is the best way to set it up that works for us. Okay, so that's kind of the end of what I have to say. There are some people that have signed up, and so I'll just ask once again, if you could, the main goal of tonight is to get as much of your information down, the reasons you think we should do this, the reasons we shouldn't do it, what your concerns would be if we decided to, what potential pet peeves you currently have with your trash hauling. They can't manage to pick it up without leaving half of it in the front yard or whatever it might be. And so we want to understand your view of trash and, you know, your thoughts on the good, the bad, and the ugly of whether or not we talk about this. So, there are quite a few people that have signed up. To just kind of ease it along, I guess, I'll try to read names. If in the process of my talking you've decided that you don't need to come up, well, then you don't have to. And there is a sheet up here, and actually I'm going to move this table back a little bit so that it would be possible for people to come up and sign up back here prior to getting up to the podium. And as I mentioned, I plan on reserving the last half an hour for the haulers. And so if, I'm saying this because I think you had signed up on the sheet. Yep. And so you should wait until the last part. All right, are we all set? Does everyone have their magic markers ready? Okay. The first one on the list is Bob Parsons.
Mr. Mayor and council members, my name is Bob Parsons at 2229 Prosperity Road. I see you have the pros and cons, which I have too. The roads, the wear and tear.
Let's go a little bit slower because we want to make sure we write the stuff down. So this would be what is this? A pro or a con?
Well, it's going to be both.
Okay, but so your first one is wear and tear on the roads. Are you saying that that's a factor?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now what I'm talking about is that, okay, we have the regular trash haulers on Monday. On Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have business trash haulers picking up the dumpsters. These are even bigger trucks. This is on the Prosperity, Lark, and Lori area. Prosperity Road is a brand new road. We just put in 2 years ago, and I happened to pay my assessment plus interest because I had a deferment, but it was $5,800, and now the trucks are ruining it. Or the life of it would be, what, 40 years, I think. We also have another problem. You know, with the trucks wear and tear on the roads for all those years, we also have another problem with semis, beer semis from the liquor store. At least 15 of them on the road, too. They weigh just as much as the garbage trucks, plus other vans. They run over curbs. They have a heck of a time getting in and out of their liquor store parking lot, the White Bear Liquor Store. So, okay, now that's one thing.
Number of haulers.
There's no weight limits on any of the roads of the cities. I think there was one I seen, a weight limit, gross weight limit for trucks. I think it was on Hazelwood at one time. I don't see it there now. There should be a gross weight on streets, on residential. Let's see, what else?
We can't hear him, sir.
That I can't help you with.
Oh, and there's supposed to be gross weights on the trucks themselves. They don't have gross weights on them, on the cabs. Okay. Then another thing, emissions. You can imagine the emissions coming from these things. The studies are phenomenal, some of these big trucks. Plus well, I shouldn't get into it, but there's a lot of cars and trucks or whatever. They use Prosperity as a shortcut. We get the same problem. Their trash, their emissions. Okay, then let's see. They can use White Bear Avenue for the exits. There's plenty of on that area.
Your 2 minutes are coming close to an end, sir.
Also, there's a lot of pedestrians that up and down Prosperity. Let's see. Okay, that's the pros. The cons? Okay, free enterprises at stake, negotiations, competition, and if that, let's see, how many trash haulers will really lose their jobs if, for instance, there is a one hauler? We don't need to do that. Let's see. People should have freedom of choice of what they want. I think you had that up there. And negotiate rates. And people should negotiate rates. We have done that in the past.
Sir, are you remembering that we have 2 minutes?
Okay. I only got a couple more things.
Make them quick, please.
Let's see. Oh, now, okay, Maplewood or the trash color. Oh, this thing is it's a hearing thing.
No.
We can understand, because this is just waste of time. We don't know whether somebody's speaking for or against organized.
I'm sorry. I know that the...
Waste of time just sitting here and not hearing anything and not...
Okay. Can I talk now?
And get the input from us.
One final thing. Just another example of being able to take on a part of our lives. And lastly, if they really want to be fair about the whole thing, I think they should have a referendum. You have 2 years to put it on the ballot in 2012. Let the people decide. Freedom of choice. I think either vote it up or down, and let's see what happens there. And that's my presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry, but the room does not have good speakers. I'm sorry, I can't do too much about that. It seemed to me that this gentleman was not speaking either pro or con. He was listing things on both sides of the equation. And so, he listed out facts about he thought the streets in the city should have weight limits on them. Excuse me?
Why do we hear you so well then?
Well, because I talk louder.
Okay, that's right.
And he also thought that maybe we should have a referendum. He talked about there's also other vehicles on the street that cause damage. And that was the general thrust of it. He also talked about free enterprise and people should have a choice. So that's the basics of what he said. The room does have bad acoustics, and so if you could talk as loud as you can into the microphone, it would be appreciated. Yes, we are being filmed and whatnot. You can always review on the internet. How many people here know that you can go anytime you want and watch any part of our meetings over the internet? It's all stored on there. Okay, the next one is Bob Zick. It will be a lot easier to hear if we try to keep quiet.
First of all, Will, do you have a 9:30 curfew? 150 people, and they have to go home at 9:30. These council meetings run till 11. You ought to at least hear the people. Second of all, the council meetings run till 11. You have a $40 million budget, an $80 million debt, and you can't have a decent speaker system in here. And you want to run a garbage hauling system.
Are you going to talk about that? All right. Please. Please.
You operate the community center, and it's operated in the red since it's been built.
Mr. Zick, this is not for you to get up here and do what you normally do at visitors' presentations. Are you going to speak about garbage?
I absolutely am.
All right. Would you please start?
And I also think that the people that you have a restraining order probably would like to have come here and speak too. The government, first, I have to compare this to Obamacare. First, you have to buy a product. Second, force them to pay for something they may not use. Third,
let's see.
who dictated to have to buy the product?
Probably put up their expense.
Who you have to buy the product from. You know, there's such a thing as being protected to have contract rights. An individual right and liberty secured the citizens' freedom of choice to contract whomever they choose. And I think there's a lot more in here, but, you know, if you really want to save the streets, why don't you get the school buses off of them? Get the
Put under pet
you have
peeves,
each,
school buses
you
using the
each
streets.
will be noticed now. If the city public works was actually doing the collection of the garbage, then Maplewood in this action may be able to prove a state compelling interest. As such, a third-party company will be selected by the City Council, absence of a state compelling interest. The Council and its actions open itself to personal liability under 442 United States Code 1982. I am giving you notice and opportunity to desist your intended actions. Send actions intended under color of law and violate the individual citizen's right to contract. Having said that, if you vote on the requiring private citizens to purchase your designated rubbish removal, you can be personally sued in federal court, and the League of Minnesota Cities cannot defend you. My question is, are you going to now put a restraining order against me?
Yes, let's put that on the wish list.
Yes.
Yeah, put her on there.